Well, they will rip in. A new era is about to get underway. A brand new venue, a grand final rematch, two undefeated teams. Enjoy the ride, folks. A double header at our brand new ground, Allianz Stadium. It's got the new car smell about it. It's great to be here and being part of history tonight. The NRLW.
Speaking of new car smell, the windows to the combox open up, so you definitely can get the new car smell.
Here's it. Kelsey Albert. Strong charge. Sahara Tamara did well in the end. Dragons with first use of the football tonight. Just short of the halfway line. Holly Wheeler playing it. Kick here from Pearson. General's got a really good control in her kicking game, and that one bounces into touch.
Yep. Lovely controlled start there from the Dragons. They rolled down beautifully, got to the 50-metre line on fourth tackle, and Pearson puts in an early kick to turn that Roosters pack around. I've been really interested to see how these two packs come up against each other. The astute kicking game of Pearson is something that the Roosters really need to be aware of, because she can tire them out by continually making them turn and chase.
So the Roosters with the play the ball, coming off that very good victory against the Broncos last week at Suncorp Stadium. There's their lineup scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Their halves have been exceptional, as has this player too, Shania Power. Terrific last week against the Broncos, particularly defensively. Here's Isabel Kelly. Look at the strength of Kelly, always moving forward. Keely Brown, one of the defenders. Just short of the halfway line here, the Roosters. Sarah Togatuki. A metre short of the halfway. Elsie Albert, one of the defenders for the Dragons. Here's Keely Joseph. Last play for the Roosters. Their opening set of 6. McGregor. Tonegado didn't attack that ball. Gets it on the second bounce. No harm done, but a very good chase there from the Roosters.
Well, a good solid start from both sides. The Roosters rolled down to their kick nicely, a bit more conventional, kicking on fifth, but it was a great kick that found the turf and skidded along a little bit and actually allowed the Roosters' defensive line to get into position.
Took the Dragons a little bit of time to get going last week against the Eels. I know we're going to talk to Jamie Sauer during this first half. He'll be looking for a strong start from his team tonight.
He will be, and runs like that from Elsie Albert will really help. This is a penalty here for a flop, I believe, from Maya Hilmoana there. And that one, I think John Strange will be really disappointed with, because there was a good physical battle happening through there, and this one will gift the Dragons some really good field position.
Let's check out the conditions down on the sideline. Good evening, Alana Ferguson. How are you, Alana?
Good as gold down here, Salty. There is a little bit of rain around, but the energy is right up there. You could sense the emotions within both sides when they were running out were heightened. It's got a really good vibe, but a strong wind at the back of the Dragons. We've already seen Rach Pearson, their number 7, have an early kick, and that's definitely in her favour for this first 35 minutes of footy.
There's Keely Davis out of dummy half. Going a little bit of run. Cassie Abs with a step, almost getting straight through the line. Sammy Bremner with a try saver. Davis will go on her own, but she's going to be stopped. Leaning against the upright. Big opportunity here for the Dragons. Wheeler goes to dummy half. Fuimaono across the field they go. Tonegado. McGregor wrapped up. Tegan Berry will go to dummy half. Now Fuimaono, centre of the ground. Davis, dummy to Albert, goes on her own. Roosters defence standing firm. It's the last. Pearson puts a kick and no harm done in the end. And they'll bring it back out to the 20. It was a good take there from Jamie Frizzard.
Well, Frez did really well and showed a lot of patience to actually wait and allow that ball to land back, Elsie, or fall almost in that in-goal area there, and sprints out to try and get that quick start for her team.
7 tackle set for the Roosters, and forward pass. About to say there was a break coming, but
Keely, where do you want the scrum?
a forward pass, and this invites the Dragons to go on the front foot.
Well, in that previous set of 6, there was a really great tackle there by Sam Bremner. But the thing that was most impressive wasn't just the tackle on the player there, it was where she was actually set up. She'd set up on the short side of that play the ball to actually ensure that on the open side they had more numbers defensively. So she had to scoot along and really get on her bike to try and make that tackle. But that error there really does give the Dragons more good field position.
Here's Paige McGregor, her sister's in that tackle, along with Jess Surgis. Inside the 20, Davis cuts out, Tonegado goes to Fuimaono, and Fuimaono tackled 7 metres away from the line. Berry, McGregor, across the ground they go, Davis to Wheeler, and Holly Wheeler gets up and plays it. Big chance here for the Dragons. Tonegado slipping past the first tackle, but wrapped up 6 metres away, just off centre. Fuimaono, they go to the left. Now that's not back. It'll be play on here. Elsie Albert has dived on the ball. Last play here for the Dragons. Roosters defence holding firm. Pearson puts in another kick, this time over the head of Fressa. Can they get the bounce? No. Oh, Cassie Staples had it, but ran out of room.
20.
Great idea with the kick there. It just floated a little too far for Staples to get that hands on it. But that is a real tactic for them so far. The few times we've seen them attacking the line, that's where they've gone. And they've started to just try and find some space through the Roosters' edge defence.
Tell us, Roo, what we can expect from Cassie Staples tonight on debut.
Oh, Cassie is so athletic. She's such a strong ball runner and she's got speed to burn. So if they get her in space, if they get her under a high ball like that with her sevens background, that's really going to be a weapon for them. And Jamie Freza is actually with the trainer in back play. That's the knee that she split open last week. So just getting a little bit more treatment on that, obviously it might have opened up again.
Keely Joseph playing it just inside Dragons territory. Here's McGregor going short to Kernick, and good contact there on Olivia Kernick. 3 of them in the tackle. Fuimaono, one of the defenders. McGregor to Bremner, and tackled by Paige McGregor. That's Racine McGregor for the Roosters, putting a kick in. Tonegado has it covered pretty well, and then looking for an opportunity, always scheming. Emma Tonegado. Tegan Berry. So we keep reminding if you're new to NRLW, Tegan Berry, watch out if she gets into open space.
We've seen her in open space a few times, and gosh, she's got speed to burn.
Her on screen came to prominence in a New South Wales under-19 game at North Sydney Oval. We ran the length of the field.
Saw her do that again recently.
Yes, she did too. Pearson puts another kick in. Taken by Bremner. Talking about Roosters players that were impressive last week against the Broncos. Sammy Bremner, terrific at the back, under a heap of pressure, and is a penalty to the Roosters.
This will help the Roosters. They've been under pretty much a lot of pressure to start this game. The Dragons have just been peppering their line. They've let the Dragons into their field position through some errors, and now this gives them the opportunity for a little bit of breathing space. And I think the defensive structure of the Dragons so far has really been up to the task. They've shut down everything that the Roosters have thrown at them, especially with Bremner that you've spoken about. Her scheming around and sniffing around the ruck, they've really been getting up in her face.
The one thing too, Ruan, you played a lot of football with Sam Bremner. She'll be constantly talking out there as well.
Yeah.
Barking instructions.
Absolutely. She never stops talking, she never stops running, and she never stops trying. She's exactly what you need at fullback.
Keely Joseph, that's a strong run, gets to the 30. It's only tackle 2 here for the Roosters. Destiny Brill goes to McGregor, dummy. On the outside there to Power. Get up and play it. Now, it's with Togatuki. Joseph. Good tackle in the end there from Soliola. Destiny Brill, a dummy half. Big chance here for the Roosters now. Brill, watch out if she starts to wind up. Tackled by Albert. Quick play the ball. McGregor Gets it back. It'll be a set restart here, played up by the Dragons.
Smart kick by Ray McGregor. She saw that the defensive line was in place. There was no fullback. And the kick she puts in actually is played out by the Dragons. So they find themselves now, again, 5 metres out, just trying to find their way through this Dragons defence.
Destiny Brill. Oh, so hard to tackle. They did well there on Brill. Now McGregor. Stepping. Doesn't go to Koenig. Takes the line on herself. Furmayono, one of the defenders there for the Dragons, along with Soliola. Now flat-footed Keely Joseph. Easy pickings there in the end. Elsie Albert dropped off. They went for the 1-on-1 strip through Keely Davis, but hung on to it did Joseph. Here's the last. It's with Bremner. Can she get an offload? Samara with a step and is going to be tackled. And that'll be a changeover. Good defence this time from the Dragons.
Well, again, they've been up to the task. I've said it a couple of times, but I have been so impressed with the way the Dragons have been defending throughout this season. It's good to see them have such structure and such confidence in the structure, and everybody understands what that role is.
There's some good contact early on in this game. Some tough defence and some terrific goal line defence from both teams. Danny Willana.
Yeah, Salty, I've just watched the Dragons' last few sets. They're not deep enough in attacking it, and I was going to say, it's going to take something like this, an individual effort or a missed tackle to be able to break the line, whereas the Roosters are coming out with a little bit more depth and far more playing options, so hopefully they can reset themselves. They're just a little bit too one-dimensional.
Pearson with a kick. And that's been knocked forward by the Dragons.
Knock on Dragons, last tackle.
So it'll be a turnover.
Yeah, take it 10 metres in.
It's a near thing for Talia Furmayono.
Well, again, they're really utilising, or we're watching this break again by Talia Furmayono, and it was a lovely chase down from behind by Jess Surgis. But obviously that last tackle option, the kick going to Staples, is one that the Dragons are really going to continue to try and move forward. Oh, this is an error.
A mistake here coming out of their own end from the Roosters.
Powell was just trying to get the arms free, trying to set up a little bit of second phase play, but in this position, this is one where I think John Strange would probably want him just to take the tackle, get a quick play the ball, and we'll just roll off the back of it.
I hope you're enjoying these pictures on Wide World of Sports from the new stadium, Allianz Stadium, NRLW. Still no points. Someone can create some history in this game. 21 away from the line. That's a good tackle there from Jess Surgis. Terrific defensive centre. They come around the short side here through Mona Lisa Soliola for the Dragons. Furmayono goes to dummy half. Paige McGregor. Now Keely Davis, Elsie Albert. Will she look to wind up? Good defence. Maya Hilmawana, good front on contact initially. Destiny Brill there as well. Now Pearson, Tonegado, oh, good defence. But it was played at. Isabel Kelly got her hand to it. The Dragons will get a scrum feed.
Where do you want the scrum?
This is a real hallmark of the Roosters' defence, where they shoot up and in. Centre gets on the fullback, winger has to go with her and marks up on the centre, and then the half actually slides out the back and will cover that winger on the edge. Lots of trust to play this kind of defence, and it really paid off in that instance, Salty.
Boy, Sammy Bremner has opened up.
She's been told to leave the field by Casey Badger. She can just get a bit of treatment in the in-goal area, though, if the trainer is quick enough.
No, well, I don't know. That's up to you guys. Get your heads down. All right, she's out of play. Sam's out of play. Well, you got to get a lock then.
Out of...
No,
Casey Badger
Sam,
said,
that's not clean. Out the back, you're out of play. Sam, you can't come involved in this play. You can't become involved. All right, heads in.
Casey Badger's right there that Sammy Bremner, until she's cleaned up, can't get involved in the play. She's been cleaned up and has got involved in the play. So here's the Dragons now. 10 away. Coming up to the 15-minute mark. Tonegado playing it. Can the Dragons turn this pressure into points? They're knocking on the door. Shaylee Bent. Zahara Tamara with the tackle. Pearson the dummy half. Keely Davis. That's a couple of runners go. Fuimaono. Now Soliola for the corner. Gets there. Plants it down on the line. Annalisa Soliola with the first try at the brand new Allianz Stadium.
What a great piece of movement here from the Dragons. I want to watch this a bit closer on the Harvey Norman replay because Soliola came from some distance and she was just powering onto the ball. It was a long shift right to left. Davis plays out the back to Tonegado and then Fuimaono gives nice early ball. This is the thing, if you have a big, hard-running player, be it a second rower or a centre out wide, if you give them good early ball, they can get their head of steam up, they can really put the defence or manoeuvre the defence where they want them to be. Alana, that would have looked good down close and personal on the sideline.
Yeah, it did from Soliola, the only person for me from the Dragons that actually took the line on. They were very lateral, just getting it through the hands, not really challenging the Roosters' defence. But I think the Roosters probably let that one go too easy. They need to be up and smother them. You have a look at this. Just catch, pass, not committing any defenders. And then Soliola saw the fact that Jess Surgis was hanging off a little bit and took the line on, which, again, that's an individual effort from the Dragons and one the Roosters can definitely stop if they're to do that again.
Oh, this will look good from corner post Cam. Great work from Mona Lisa Soliola. Made her NRLW debut in round one of the competition, so one of the few Dragons that didn't feature in the grand final. Pearson from the touchline, it's coming back and is there.
A successful conversion for the Dragons, number 7, Rachel Pearson. So it's Dragons 6, Roosters 0.
That'll be a quiz question in the years to come. Who scored the first try at the brand new Allianz Stadium? Mona Lisa Soliola.
Stay on side.
What a good try it was. First blood for the Dragons.
The Roosters have just made a change and they've got a short kick-off here, which is going to go out on the full. We saw it come off of them in round one, that short kick-off, nice and early, but this one has just been mistimed by Zahara Tamara. And a penalty to the Dragons midfield, but Pule has come on for Hilmawana. A nice early change there for the Roosters.
So they can go right on the attack here again, the Dragons. They look to just tap and go here, they do. And Tara McGrath-West on the field for the Dragons, so both coaches have gone to the bench. Here's Tonegado looking dangerous. Davis to dummy half. McGrath-West. Playing the ball, 12 away from the line. Two good touches off the bench. Pearson goes short. And some good defence there from the Roosters on Shaylee Bent. Dangerous runner, close to the line. Now Tonegado. McGrath-West looking to wind up the third touch this set. And three of them have got it for the Roosters. Here's the last. They go to the left. Fuimaono. McGregor for the line. Page will get there. Or did she?
Tom off.
Might have been held up underneath. Was just Surgis there, Roo.
No try. Can you confirm that she doesn't get the ball to the line? To the ground? Thank you.
Well, there you go. Last tackle option. They run it. Paige McGregor finds almost the same blade of grass that Soliola scored on earlier. Plenty of attention up underneath there. Tafunga, Surgis.
The ball is still up at this stage. We're just seeing if it gets to the ground.
Oh, this will go close.
Oh, they just held on.
And then the arm of Surgis comes in to stop it.
The Roosters player's arm is under the ball and the ball remains held up. We have a decision.
So, no try And it was the last, so
All
it
right,
should
no
be
try, handover out here.
handover, and it is. So it's a handover. Alana.
Much better intent from the Roosters' defence there to protect their line. Great technique as well to get under the ball, but McGregor was charging at the line there, so they did a lot better. They're just going to have to get out and try and build some pressure, the Roosters.
All the way there. No, one.
Sarah Togatuki, brilliant in the grand final, won the Karen Murphy medal for player of the match in the grand final last season. Well, let's check in with the coach of the Dragons. He'll be very happy that his team leads 6 points to nil, Jamie Soward. Sowie, what have you made of the opening 19 minutes?
Yeah, mate, I'm loving our energy and our attention to detail. I think that we wanted to get our start right, and we've done that. It would have been nice there with Paige, but yeah, I'm loving our start.
Yeah, Sowie, you've had a few changes through injury, but they've definitely brought that same defensive mindset into the game today.
Yeah, they have, Rue. We needed to be physical from the start on those girls, especially with Izzy and Jess, the way they've been playing, and with Sulla in the middle. We respect how good those players are, and I'm happy.
Moved Kezzy into the middle and having her start with Elsie Albert, that brings big punch for the pack.
Yeah, she's a front row, Kezzy. I've told her that now. I slept on it. It was a long off season, trying to convince her again, but I'm feeling like I'm right there, so she's going good.
Sowie, appreciate your time, mate. Good luck for the rest of this one.
Thanks, cheers.
Thanks to Jamie Soward for joining us. His Mo game is on point as well too, as we just saw there.
As is Pearson's kicking game. She's really found the turf beautifully a number of times, turning around the Roosters defence and finding Cassie Staples as a real target on that right edge.
And I was going to say, it might be a penalty for a flop, and it is, as Casey Badger blows the whistle. So the Roosters will enjoy this piggyback out of their own ends.
I tell you what, though, Kezzy can play anywhere on the field, but she has looked good on that edge. She's been looked really good on that edge out there, but she can, whatever jersey you put on her back, she'll rip in for your team.
On the halfway.
So the Roosters here through Shania Power. Tackled a couple of metres short of the halfway line. Now it's about to get real as the NRL Women's Telstra Premiership season culminates in a triple-header clash at Central Coast Stadium on Sunday the 18th of September. Secure your seats at nrl.com/tickets now. Looking forward to that one in a couple of weeks' time. Now McGregor, got plenty of options here. Isabel Kelly to Bremner. The Dragons defence holding firm as the two centres were about to combine. Jess Surgis was after the ball on the outside, but now it's through the middle here. Hopewadi putting on a step. Stopped 3 metres away. Brill to dummy half.
That's going to hurt. Probably a good thing we're not crossing to Jamie Soward right now, actually.
You're on the mark, Destiny.
I don't think he'll be very happy with his charges on that one. But I love this shift on the right-hand side where Kelly shoots around and actually plays as that runner. Really does open up that defensive line. Speaking of defence, Wheeler.
Welcome into the contest to Tessa Poulet. Just all came unstuck there, trying to get a little bit fancy.
Stand up square 18 to me, Destiny.
A lot of options.
Yeah, I don't think that one needed to be made, that option. Maybe just shift that point of attack a little bit wider, try and pull the middle apart a little, and then start going back through at them.
So Jocelyn Kelleher is out there in jersey number 14. Player that made the break a moment or two ago for the Roosters. Look out for her. And Quincy Dodd, dummy half for the Dragons. Goes here to Apps, and the ball comes through. Loose carry.
Dragons.
Waiting to hear what Casey Badger called, but called it a loose carry there from Kezzy Apps.
Yeah, I thought live it did look like a loose carry, but if she'd had a bit more of a grip on it, she was through that gap there. This is what she brings with such a big body. That footwork that she has is fantastic, but it was just a clutch. Kernick around the bottom, Kelleher and Keely Joseph up top there just dislodged the ball. Now this will give the Roosters some really good opportunity with a bit more real estate in front of them to play with, not being 10 metres out. So this is where the likes of Isabel Kelly and Jess Surgis can really start to torment the Dragons' defence.
Zahara Tamara.
Keep going.
Tackle there, Dodd, one of the defenders for the Dragons. Isabel Kelly goes to dummy half. Will she look to take off? No, goes straight here to Keely Joseph. And Joseph is tackled 16 metres away. The Roosters looking to hit back. Kelleher goes short to Poulet. Almost gets to the line, and then they force her back a couple of metres. Good defence from the Dragons. Destiny Brill goes to dummy half. Big opportunity now for them. McGregor, long pass, Tamara, beautiful ball to Isabel Kelly, and she finds the winger on the far side, Jamie Frezard, who's tackled by the debutante Cassie Staples. Gets up and plays the ball. Didn't like putting onto the tackle there either. Now Power with a step off the right foot, and is tackled by Dodd. 9 away, last play here for the Roosters. Destiny Brill, Kelleher, McGregor puts in a kick. It's for Tafunga, what a take! And the Roosters do hit back. Oh, took that one beautifully at pace. And that is a terrific try to Leanne Tafunga for the Roosters.
Well, it was a lovely take and a lovely finish by Tafunga. As we see here on the Harvey Norman replay, it's been the shifts for me. Left to right, to left, back to the right. And Ray McGregor, excellent kick selection here. Lands it right on a diamond. Tafunga does exactly what she needs to do.
The Roosters hit back. What are you liking from them, Alana?
Their depth, Salty. They have plenty of options. We saw them get down the end of the field. They had both centres come around to the right-hand side. You can see here from this high shot, perfect depth. And then the kick option was great just because they had such good spacing. They shifted to the left, but creating that time and space to make those defenders move. And then McGregor with the perfect kick option was brilliant. But they could have scored 3 different times in the lead up in that set just because of the options that they were running. But yeah, really smooth when their attack does click into gear.
Oh, that looked fantastic. Especially head on, seeing Leanne Tafunga take that one in full flight. Now, Zahara Tamara, 4 from 5 last week. A very good striker of the ball is Zahara Tamara. She might have robbed herself a metre or two here. She's taking it right to the touchline. Curls it back in magnificently.
Sensational sideline conversion from the Roosters number 6, Zahara Tamara. And it's Roosters 6, Dragon 6.
Just wait for the whistle. Yeah. Wait for the whistle. Thanks. Stay on side.
This has been a terrific half of football. 6 points all. What about the conversion from the sideline, Zahara Tamara?
It impressed me so much, Saltsy. Watching the way she kicked it, look at this. This is Bend-em like Beckham stuff. Look at the way it swings around beautifully. And she just slots it calm as you like. What a kick.
Terrific kick. One of the quietest players in NRLW is Zahara Tamara, but
until she's on the field.
Yes, exactly. There she is, giving a pass away to Keely Joseph. Who's tackled there by one of the Dragons, or the Dragons try scorer, Mona Lisa Soliola. Kelleher with a good run. Last one here for the Roosters. Burton, the dummy half, goes to Zahara Tamara, who kicks and just hangs up in the breeze. Good take there by Cassie Staples. And they force it back. power, and Joseph there for the Roosters. It's
Oh, Surges has come clutching that left shoulder out of that contact, Salty.
She's going straight back into contact here, which is good. See how she is. Got a smack around the chops there. Jess Surges.
Yeah, maybe. She got split open last week. Might have just reopened again.
Tara McGrath-West. There's Holly Wheeler coming from the field.
She's sort of holding that right arm a little awkwardly, so Alana will get onto that one for sure.
Jamie Frezard, you heard that contact at home, didn't you, folks? What a hit on the charge. This has got to be one of the more physical games we've seen this season.
It's physical, it's fast, and skills are on full display here. And what's impressed me the most as well is that a lot of the younger crop of players coming through have really stood up to the challenge.
Burton goes down the short side, links up with Power. Tackle 10 metres into Dragons territory. Tamara to Joseph. And Keely Joseph. Oh, one-on-one steal, Mona Lisa Soliola. They all dropped off. That is a great play there from the Dragons as the Roosters were looking to mount another attacking raid.
Really smart play by Soliola. Good comms defensively to make sure that the other player dropped off and strips the ball cleanly for the Dragons. And now second tackle already at halfway.
Well, it's become a feature of Rugby League, NRL or NRLW, the one-on-one steal.
Looks like the Dragons have taken Kezzy Apps from the field now, and Keely Davis is back on, as is Elsie Albert. And look at this devastating run by Albert straight through the middle. Davis will play more of that lock role with Quincy Dodd on the field.
Dodd takes off out of dummy half. Tackled 12 metres away from the line. Davis goes to dummy half. They go to the right. Pearson kicks back. Oh, Joseph does really well. It was a kick for Emma Tonegado, but Keely Joseph.
It was on the half volley, that one. What a take.
Great take.
Not only did she build the stadium, but now she's just coming up with these kinds of clutch plays. They needed to, because the Dragons were screaming through the middle. Tonegado was really pushing for that ball, and it looks like she's getting a well-deserved rest. Maya Hilmawana back into the action.
Jess Surges with a good run. Now Burton off the back of it. There were no markers. She can take off behind Sahara Tamara. She fends away from a couple of defenders before Shaylee Bent wraps her up down low. And slow to get up there, Sahara Tamara. Kelleher to McGregor. It's the last. Puts in a kick. Tegan Berry has got it. The chase has got to be good to Tegan Berry. And it is. Under 5 minutes left in the half. Paige McGregor. Maya Hilmawana in there defensively for the Roosters. Well, try through in this next 4 minutes before the break would be invaluable for either team.
Yeah, it would be, and there's some fresh legs out there after a little spell too. Elsie Albert's already made her presence known for the Dragons, and off the back of it, Keely Davis will get some really good position and ball play, as will Quincy Dodd.
Last play here for the Dragons. They'll kick from just inside Roosters territory through Pearson. There's a great shot from Spider Cam with that take there from Sammy Bremner. Kelly to dummy half. Is Tafunga inside the 10, so a penalty for the third time tonight. A penalty for the Roosters coming out of their own ends.
Well, this is the ones that really, they call them coach killers for a reason, because defensively they've got the energy, they're up in the Roosters' face, and then they're just relieving that pressure, just taking it right off of the Roosters. Even though we're seeing a tap here midfield by the Roosters, it just gives them an extra set of 6.
Maya Hilmawana playing the ball. And here's Tessa Poulet. Quincy Dodd, one of the defenders, along with McGrath-West. McGregor! Almost through, Racine McGregor. Good last-ditch defence. Koenig. Bremner wanted on her outside. She dummied to Bremner. Goes on her own. Gets inside the 20. Short and Burton going to dummy half. Big chance here for the Roosters late in the half. Racine McGregor, Zahara Tamara. Now Maya Hill, Moana looking to wind up. 11 metres away, last play. Burton the dummy half. They go to the left. It's with Zahara Tamara. Beautiful pass here to Power. But the Dragons' defence is so strong and they force a turnover.
Again, great defence by the Dragons on their own line, scrambling beautifully. Obviously, comms are up. They're really working hard together as a unit. But the Roosters there, I thought Z might have tried to slot that one through the defensive line because the fullback was actually nice and close to the play the ball.
Two 2 minutes left before the break. Paige McGregor playing it. Now there's some fancy footwork from Cassie Staples, the former Sevens player, on her NRLW debut. Reaches the halfway line. Davis now, Fumayono gets a pass away to what is devastating run, Mona Lisa Soliola. What a half she's having, a one-on-one steal, threatening every time she's touched the ball, and is the Dragons' try scorer. And what about that play there from Elsie Albert? It's left behind, look out! Tafumia got it, was tackled. Looking dangerous there, the Dragons, but it came unstuck, and now the Roosters have got it.
Just trying to force the ball out a little bit there. One offload was probably enough in that set. But now the Roosters really starting to punch some ground through the middle with just over a minute before half-time.
South Sydney are here. Latrell Mitchell looking on. Great to see. They just saw him up on the big screen as well.
From the Tricolours crowd that are here tonight.
McGregor, picked up beautifully there by Surges, and an important tackle there, down low. Good instinct shown by Paige McGregor. Last play here for the Roosters. Racine McGregor puts in a kick for Zahara Tamara. Emma Tonegado has it covered, but has to. She just forces it.
All up.
Got a little bit tricky there for Emma Tonegado, dealing with the upright.
Well, this is a really smart kick here by Ray McGregor. She actually starts running out to her left, squares up last minute and kicks it off the outside of her boot directly towards that post, hits the post pads, and that's what actually causes that little bit of indecision for the Dragons' defensive line there. So she definitely had to ground that one, Tonegado, but now there's one last play.
And it'll go into touch, so no harm done as far as the Roosters are concerned. And that is half-time. An entertaining half, a tough half of football. Very physical contest between the Roosters and the Dragons. We are all locked up at the break. Half-time in the NRLW clash here at Allianz Stadium. The Roosters 6, the Dragons 6. First 35 minutes was enthralling to watch. Terrific contest. And you don't think there'll be too much between these sides when we get to the end. What about that for a start to the half? A terrific run from Atessa Pule. Now Maya Hill Moana. Forced back. Good tackle there. Shaylee Benton, Quincy Dodd. Power. Good contact on her as well. You thought they were going to
putting her body in front there, the halfback, Salty.
Go back, it'll be tackle 3. Go back, keep going.
Go back and play the ball in the mark. We thought there was going to be any let up in the second half. Think again. These two teams have picked up right where they left off at the end of the first half. Burton to Kelleher, McGregor, across the field they go. Koenig now. 10 into Dragons territory. We'll stand and play it. Last play. Plenty of time there for Racine McGregor. Good take, Cassie Staples. A good chase led by Maya Hill Moana there, who monsters the Dragons winger. Terrific defender. Emma Tonegado. Maya Hill Moana in there again. 2 tackles in a row for the front rower. Olivia Koenig there as well. Dodd. Now scheming. Searching. The Dragons outside backs. Tegan Berry-Lutz coming in for a run. What about Elsie Elbert? Just sends them flying.
I swear, every time she runs the ball, the first person that gets in front of her gets bumped.
Kick there from Pearson. Oh, Sammy Bremner might have lost that one in flight. It goes back to the in-goal area. She's got a job to do here, Sammy Bremner. Does it very well. Gets in the field of play, looks to take off. Pearson wraps her up along with Ben.
I think she just lost that one in the lights there, Salty, because Sam is safe as houses under the ball at the back usually, and she might have just lost it in the lights along the edge of the stadium there. Alana, I think you've got some news for us on the sideline.
Yeah, sad news for the Dragons fans. Holly Wheeler left the field in the first half with a collarbone injury. She's now in a sling and she's going to sit the rest off. So hopefully not too bad news. I think the important thing for the Dragons now is to really hold their middle strong, because she does a lot for their line speed and wrestling and attack.
What about this from Jess Surgis? Got away from Elsie Elbert. Still going, still fighting. Gets a pass away to Bremner. That's brilliant from Surgis. Last play here for the Roosters. McGregor kicks, and easy pickings there for Tonegado. What about the run from Jess Surgis?
That was fantastic. It's exactly what the Roosters do so beautifully. They get some nice second phase play through the middle, and then they've got some hard running outside backs that come in and just eat up the metres.
Paige McGregor coming in for a run. Tackled on their own 30. It's tough yardage coming out of the end down this end that the Dragons are running from into the breeze. Good job of it so far. Pearson, short to Bent. Good tackle from Kelly. Still got a pass away here, and it's Brown. Keely Brown can't get an offload. Tackled just inside Roosters territory. Last play.
Isabel Kelly's down in back play here, Salty.
We'll keep an eye on her good take. Oh, no, it's not a good take from Bremner, but it's backwards. All good play on here for the Roosters. There's a strong charge from Jamie Frezza, but the ball comes out. Pearson juggled it, but it went backwards, and it's zero tackle here for the Dragons on the halfway line.
Well, things have started to get a little bit messy here for both sides, as Isabel Kelly's currently with the trainer. She was clutching at her head, so I don't know whether she's received some contact during that defensive set that they had there, but there was... She looks like she's going to take all that right eye. Looks like it's copped a bit of a whack.
Pick up Rue. Monalisa Soliolidis. Trent Robinson having a look. And the Roosters coach looking at NRLW team. Now McGrath West. 12 away from the line. Big chance here for the Dragons. Dodd to Tonegado. Good defence there from the Roosters. And Shaylee Bent did well to hold on to that one because Isabel Kelly went for a one-on-one steal. Now Keely Davis puts in a grubber kick, got away from Bremner. But Kelleher's there to clean up, just takes it dead, repeat set coming for the Dragons.
Really smart kick to finish that set there by Keely Davis. We've seen her do this a number of times. She did it in Origin, she did it in Grand Final, she does it again tonight. Just copped a bit of a check as she was chasing through on her own kick there, but Kelleher takes it over the dead ball line, and the Roosters will soak up as much of this time as possible just to gather the troops together and ensure they get a good defensive advance.
Sahara Tamara restarts play. Got away from Tara McGrath West there. They're 30 metres away here, the Dragons. Down to Illawarra.
Yeah, Keely Davis, good to see her back in at dummy half. Oh, sorry, she's playing in the locking position, so they're playing with two dummy halves, which is really important in the way that the Dragons attack. We saw her with a nice little grubber kick, just targeting Sammy Bremner's outside shoulder, so against the grain of play, but she'll challenge these defenders non-stop with her ball playing, her nice little touch on the boot, and she's also got some pretty special footwork as well.
Bent pops it out the back, and 6 more here. The Dragons have got it. Pearson will play it 5 away. Dodd to Tonegado. Emma Tonegado, dangerous when she starts stepping like that. Leaves it behind, goes to Dodd, who puts it down. A knock on from the Dragons on tackle 1.
Well, I just wonder whether that little bit of drizzle that we had earlier on is starting to cause some issues with the ball handling, whether it's a bit slippery underfoot and on that footy. But we've seen a few whoopsies to start off this second half, and obviously there was plenty of energy that's gone into it, but there's a few little errors starting to creep in for both sides here. And we were talking a little bit earlier about Bremner losing sight of the ball in the lights. Previously, not many or no NRLW games have been played under lights until this year. So this is a very new sensation to be playing under these kinds of lights in this game.
Now coming up on Macca's Friday Night Footy, the opening of new Allianz Stadium continues, and what a way to do it with the biggest grudge match in the NRL. The Roosters taking on the Rabbitohs from 7:30 live on Channel 9. Mistake here from the Roosters. Double knock on, but the Dragons will get the scrum feed.
This is really good marker pressure here from Paige McGregor. She actually gets out at Kelleher, who jumps out of dummy half and tries to bring her forward onto the ball and just wraps those or plays at the arms of Kelleher, and that actually forces the ball to bobble up. And then the knock on ensues from the hard-running Roosters forwards.
You're behind the line, in line with the touchdown, Jeff.
Big chance here for the Dragons.
You have 10 seconds, let's go. Stand back.
Down the touchline, Tegan Dimmick about to be entered into the game for the Dragons. Now, Tonegado gets a pass away through the hands. It's with Berry. Tegan Berry looking to wind up and is going to be tackled 2 metres away from the line. Big chance here for the Dragons. Bumayono to Dodd. Now Davis, Elsie Elbert. Elsie stopped 10 metres away from the line. Still going though, snuck through, but was held. We'll have to go back and play the ball. 10 metres away here, early in the tackle count for the Dragons. Pearson back on the inside for Davis. There was a gap there, but it closed pretty quickly. Quincy Dodd to dummy half. Elsie Elbert will wind up and is going to be stopped. Shania Power with a try saver. Millimetres away. Now Brown. Keely Brown is going to be stopped a couple of metres away from the line. Last play. Good defence so far from the Roosters. Pearson puts in a grubber kick and the Roosters are there through Racine McGregor. That's great defence from the Tricolours.
Excellent defence.
Strip one-on-one from Keely and it was a knock-on, so it'll be a Roosters feed. So it's a one-on-one strip from the Dragons, Roosters feed.
There you go.
There you go. Casey Badger refereeing this game very clearly so that all the players understand exactly what's happening. Very clear and concise with her instructions, I find, when she's on the field.
Popawati coming on the field and Sarah Togatuki being reintroduced for the Roosters, as you just saw. Maya Hilmawana, one of the players replaced. The Roosters with the scrum feed. I'd love to complete this set. That's an understatement. Now Surges. Yes, Surges running out of room, but gets a pass away. And well, that's a good way to get out of your own danger zone for the Roosters. Up over the 30. And this will help even more, a penalty.
Great run down that right edge, but also equally good is the setup that she actually brings her winger back on the inside because she was getting perilously close to that touchline and actually sets up to Funga to come back on her inside and actually draws the penalty in that play the ball.
Zahara Tamara finds touch. Just inside her own half, still scoreless in the second half. One try apiece. It was 6-all at half time. There's the top 5 tacklers. Tara McGrath-West coming off the bench. 21 tackles. Been terrific off the bench. Holly Wheeler up there as well. Now, Bremner thought there was an opening, but Rachel Pearson doing well. Closing it pretty quickly there for the Dragons. There's the Roosters on the charge. Opawati inside the 20. Will get up and play it. Burton, the dummy half. Here's Kelleher throwing dummy straight through and will score. The Roosters are in through Jocelyn Kelleher, and the home side are in front, and don't the fans love it?
Well, off the back of a great scrum play, off the back of a penalty, the Roosters get themselves into really good field position. And Kelleher, this is what she brings when she comes onto the field. We see here on the Harvey Norman replay, she spots the slightest of gaps. There it's... Well, as I was saying before the break, that was Jocelyn Kelleher is what she does so well. She sees Soliola just push out on the out a little bit, and Elsie Albert can't backfill the space here. This is an excellent shot to see it. She turns the shoulders of Soliola and then just puts on the gas and squeezes through that gap. Normally we see her in the halves, but she's been coming off the bench for the Roosters, and she provides really good impact and really good ball playing skills when she comes in.
So Jocelyn Kelleher with the try. First try of the second half. Now Zahara Tamara to make it a converted try lead. Another one of the Jillaroos representatives in the Roosters team, part of the Jillaroos team that won the World Cup in 2017. Zahara Tamara nailed the first one from the touchline. This one a little easier. Study of concentration. And guides it through.
Wait for the whistle, Rachel. Stay on.
12 points to 6. The Roosters in front. Leading for the first time tonight was the Dragons that opened the scoring. Through Mona Lisa Soliola. Now the Roosters have scored back-to-back tries. Down to you, Alana.
Yeah, well, in the lead up to a try, we saw what one of the big Roosters' strengths was, and that's their running game. Jess Surgis made those meters out on the right-hand edge, and she really set the standard for their attack. I think they'll run on for it here. They've got fast foot speed, the rain has stopped, and because of that wind, the track's starting to dry up a little bit. So it certainly suits in the style in which the Roosters like to play, which is very fast, up over that advantage line.
Yeah, they're into Dragons territory here. Their first set after that try. Togatuki playing it. Now Kelleher to McGregor, throws a dummy. And tackled there by Mona Lisa Soliola and Chantel Tanganga. Crossfield kick. There's a contest, a mistake there from the Dragons, and Isabel Kelly has it to the Roosters. Goes straight to Togatuki. And Togatuki's tackled 15 metres away from the line. Destiny Brill back out there, goes on her own. Destiny Brill still alive. A ball of muscle, this young Roosters number 9. They go out to the right. It's with McGregor. Koenig, Olivia Koenig, hard to stop from there, but they do just a metre away from the line. Keely Davis in there, along with Pumeono. The Roosters looking for their third try of the night. Kelleher. Tackled 9 away. Big backline set to the left. They go that way. McGregor, though, throws a dummy and is tackled. Tegan Dimmick with a tackle, and they go from dummy half. Destiny Brill will get there. Has she got it down in time before the ball was stripped out? There's plenty to look at.
I have no try. Can you confirm that she loses possession? If she does lose possession, I've got a penalty on field for the marker not being square.
Well, we've got the full rundown there from Casey Badger. I thought it was stripped in the act of scoring. But the reason that shift broke down to the left for the Roosters is because Shania
Just
Power...
looking to see whether the Roosters player maintains possession.
Oh, it'll go close.
Stripped. Nah.
Here we go.
I think Tunganga does really well here.
We're just looking at all available camera angles.
I'll ask you a question, Roo. Does Destiny Brill's hand ever come off the ball?
Does she have control of it? I'll ask a question back.
We'll get an answer in a minute.
We'll find out shortly. I think
it's closer than we thought.
Possession
No,
and
there we go.
intention to ground the ball.
There you go.
We have a decision.
So there's going to be a penalty in backfield. But I was just saying that the Roosters, that left shift broke down because Shania Power was actually receiving treatment out the back here. But Casey Badger has already spoken about the fact that she's got a penalty for them on field here.
So say penalty to the Roosters.
In line with me, Zara.
Will they take the 2 here or continue to apply the pressure? They're having a little conference.
I would take the 2.
No, it's a penalty to you guys. The marker wasn't square.
Just had to explain what's going on. So it's a penalty to the Roosters, and it looks like they're going to tap and keep going here.
They're going to play some footy.
It was a gift 2 points to make it an 8-point lead, but they've knocked it back.
I think Shania Power's gone off with an HIA, so I'm sure Fergo will be all over that one, or Emma on the sideline will be able to let us know.
They tap and go here, the Roosters. Hopawati now. 4 away from the line, driven back, stands in the tackle. Destiny Brill. Letting some runners go, here's Togatuki. What about the contact on Sarah Togatuki? They force it back, Kezi Apps was in there. Now McGregor, cut out pass, Isabel Kelly for the line. And the Dragons defence there in numbers again on Kelly. Frezard, McGregor. What about that from Davis in there on Togatuki? Destiny Brill, 2 tackles left in the set. Kelleher to McGregor. Now Olivia Koenig. She's going to be wrapped up. Tegan Dimmick was in the tackle along with Fuimaono. Now McGregor puts in a kick across field. Here they come. Sahara Tamara.
They're coming into last.
A great try for the Roosters, and they go further in front. What about the kick from McGregor?
Well, again, McGregor is showing some beautiful skills out there. She's just been such an informed 7 throughout this whole start of this competition. We see here on the Harvey Norman replay again from that right shift position. McGregor pushes out to her left, kicks it off the outside of her boot and finds Zahara Tamara shooting through that gap, who picks it up beautifully and gets the ball to ground. You know, I did say earlier that I would have gone for the 2 points, but you know what? This one, it's even better. 4, maybe even 6, Alana.
Oh, she's too good, isn't she? We've seen plenty of classy kicks from McGregor, but the way she lined that up, a pass would not have got the Roosters over the try line. So the kick option that she took, the angle that she had on the ball, and the ball drop was absolutely perfect. She's nailed it. She's a true superstar, but I think what we've seen from Racine McGregor this season are her true colours. She's really shining wearing these, the red, white and blue at the moment. She's playing some brilliant footy.
Oh, here's a good look at it. From high above, Spider Cam. Brilliant. Terrific kick from Racine McGregor, and the try from Zahara Tamara. Having a great game is Zahara Tamara, perfect with the boot. Look at that.
Oh, this is a shot.
That is a great shot. Always wrapping our cameraman, Spider Cam, doing a great job tonight as well. On Wide World of Sports coverage of the NRLW. Double-header tonight. NRL coming up a little bit later on. And Zahara Tamara adds the extras.
Successful conversion of her own try. Number 6 for the Roosters, Zahara Tamara. Roosters now 18. Dragons 6.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm talking about before. Deegan went off the field, though. Wait, make sure you stay on side! Stay on!
Just over 17 minutes remaining. The Roosters in front, 18 points to 6. They've taken control of things, but we know there's points in this Dragons team, and late points as well, as we've seen so far in NRLW.
Yeah, and Jamie Soward in the first half was really happy with the way his team came out and brought that energy. And the Roosters, they're the ones that really turned it up after half-time. We've seen Mal Meninga, the Australian coach, watching from the sideline. He'll be really impressed to see how far the game's come, and he'll be keeping a close eye on things for Brad Donald, Jillaroos coach, I'm sure.
Certainly will be. Good to see Big Mel in the house. Now the Roosters into Dragons territory again. Bremner. Always looking dangerous is Sammy Bremner. Surges to dummy half. And that's all come unstuck, but it was all backwards. And eventually a kick from Zahara Tamara. They might get a result here, the Roosters. They better hurry up here, the Dragons, because Isabel Kelly was coming through.
All offside.
All offside, though. You just heard from Casey Badger, so a Dragons penalty.
Well, they're starting to build a little bit of pressure there, the Roosters, after points. It was a really good set, just sort of let the air out of it a little bit with that penalty, but you can definitely see how they want to play in this second half. They want to play on the front foot. They want to keep turning the Dragons around. And obviously that contestable kick high up in the air with the wind behind them is going to cause a few issues for the back three for the Dragons.
So Emma Tonegado, 159 metres. Kelly Joseph up over 100 with 110. And leading the way, the tackle count was Tara McGrath-West, and she's right up there with the metres gained as well. Terrific impact off the bench and playing more minutes thanks to that injury to Holly Wheeler.
Well, yeah, all of the middles for the Dragons are going to have to put in a bit of extra time on shift this afternoon. And yeah, McGrath-West has been really leading from the front, definitely. And Kezzy Apps has picked up a bit of an injury in that tackle. Heavy contact.
Well, Alana has successfully put the mock on the weather. Last time we spoke to Alana, she said that the rain had cleared, the ground's drying up, and the rain is coming again. Alana, get that umbrella out.
Yeah, we've got the brolly up. Also, just some news, Tegan Dimmick from the Dragons left the field in a lot of pain, actually, with her right shoulder. We're not going to see her, unfortunately, for the rest of the night for the Dragons either.
They're down to a 2 rotation now, Salty. That is going to really take something out of the tank for the Dragons.
Just under 15 minutes left. I can tell you one thing that we said at the start of the night, that the stadium had that new car smell. Well, the beverages, the chips, the pies, the hot dogs smell, that's certainly around the ground now. There's an attempt at a 40-30 there from Racine McGregor. Now another injury here.
More bad news.
Chantel Tanganga is down in back play here for the Dragons. They're running out of troops quickly. She's going to continue though, which is good news.
Yeah, she'll just have to run this one off because they don't have enough stock left on the bench.
Good run there from Quincy Dodd.
Here and went down with her.
I should say that was Cassie Staples coming in for a run. Oh, I can't take a quick tap, says Casey Badger.
Foul play, we don't go quick on foul play.
So you can hear why there as well. You can't take a quick tap off foul play, which is nice and clear and concise for the players to understand. And for our viewers at home, this is what the penalty was for. And that one's pretty clear. But I think it's Tungunga has actually just got the thumbs up from the trainer, so she'll be able to retain her position.
There's Shaylee Bent going to Brown, tackled by Kelly. Now we've got an NRLW game tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock, and a big game, Broncos and the Titans on 9 at 1 o'clock tomorrow on Channel 9. So massive game, must-win contest tomorrow afternoon. But here go the Dragons. They need points here. They've still got time here, the Dragons. Trailing by 2 converted tries. Dodd playing it. They go short and trying to burrow the way to the line is Chantel Tanganga. She's okay. Dodd to dummy half. On the bounce, Pearson. Outs with Davis, puts in a kick. Here comes Berry, but there to save the day is Tafunga. But it's a repeat set.
Clock is on.
Well, that's the second best option. You either want to score a try or get a repeat set off a kick like that. And really, again, it's Keely Davis who comes up with that really smart last tackle option, dribbles the ball into the in goal, and then it's made better by the chase that actually comes through and puts pressure on the winger there. And again, Zahara Tamara will soak up as much time as she possibly can here for her defensive line.
So the Dragons through Fuimaono on tackle 1, 9 away from the line. Koenig with a good tackle down low on Fuimaono. Davis goes to dummy half. It's with Kezi Apps. She goes short here to Tanganga. 5 away. Only 2 tackles gone in this set. Tonegado been quiet this second half. This time she's wrapped up a couple of metres away from the line. Saley bent, charging towards the line for the Dragons. And is tackled a couple of metres short. What about this Roosters defence? Holding firm. Dodd to Davis. That time, Racine McGregor in there making the tackle initially. Dodd wants to quick play the ball. Now it's gone forward. They tried the quick hands to push the pass, and the Roosters have got it through Leanne Tafunga.
Here's this Sala Tongatuki is coming off the field. She's another one who's in the hands of the trainer there. So Alana and Emma are going to be really busy on the sideline trying to keep up with all of the things that have been happening in this game there. But unfortunately for the Dragons, that left shift, it looked like the ball should have gone to Fuimaono, but Soliola just got in front of her there, in front of the playmaker.
Keely Joseph, 9 short of halfway here for the Roosters. Zahara Tamara looking for a 40-30, and ball didn't get it, is she? Tonegato's got it for the Dragons, so close.
Geez, Tonegado did well. That was a beautiful kick off the boot. I think she might have been wishing for a little more range. She wanted that one just to slip a little further towards that sideline, but Tonegado does really well to defuse it.
Extra bounce there for Zahara Tamara, and once again, if you're new to NRLW, it would have been a 40-20. It went inside the 20, but all she needs is a 40-30. Paige McGregor playing it.
So Salty Tunganga for the Dragons has come from the field. Elsie Albert has gone on. They've used 9 interchanges now. They've only got 1 left with 10 minutes to play in this game as Pearson puts up a kick and Bremner doesn't make any mistakes with this one.
Takes it well and looking for an opportunity. Quincy Dodd wraps her up. Tafunga. Strong run from the winger. They tried for a one-on-one steal. Tafunga did well in the end. Isabel Kelly, good run through the middle from the captain. Now Keely Joseph. Izzy Apps, one of the defenders there for the Dragons. Dragons need to defend here as Bremner. It opens up for Sammy Bremner, still going. Oh, the veterans in great form. Sammy Bremner with a try for the Roosters.
Well, you just had a feeling that something was coming for the Roosters, didn't you, Salty? Because they were just peppering the Dragons line. The Dragons have been decimated through injury. Now down to 1 player left to rotate on the bench. We see here on the Harvey Norman replay, it's almost a midfield play the ball. Destiny Brill gets a lovely pass out to Ray McGregor, and Koenig actually gets Fuimaono interested with that hard line back in towards the ruck, and that actually opens up outside for Bremner, who still had a fair bit of work to do, Salty. It was a lovely show and go to her outside, but this is going to be a really good view here. Fends off Paige McGregor, looks to her winger, fends off Tonegado. Geez, she loved that one, Alana.
Yeah, didn't she ever? Sammy Bremner did a really good job making taking that first palm and then transferring the footy back into two hands just to keep that defensive line guessing. But Koenig, for me, was the reason that opened up for Sammy Bremner. Watch her here and just the hard line. She's a genuine threat at the defensive line. Committed Fui Mayono. That gave Sammy Bremner the option to take the line on, and she finished it off just beautifully. But they're on the front foot, the Roosters. They've got plenty of momentum, and they've done a brilliant job in this second half at building and applying that pressure to the Dragons.
Look at that. Sammy Bremner first played International Rugby League back in 2013. Mother of two. Still got plenty of football in front of her as well. How good's that smile from Sammy Bremner? Now Zahara Tamara looking from 4 from 4 with the boot. The defending premiers, team to beat in this season of NRLW. And Zahara successful. Now tonight on Macca's Friday night footy over on Channel 9. Then the NRL's oldest rivals, the Roosters and the Rabbitohs, battling it out at League's newest stadium from 7:30. It's going to be a grudge match for the ages. You won't want to miss. What a warm-up for the finals. 7:30 tonight on your home of League 9's Wide World of Sports.
Make sure we stay on. Stand on, Tara, help me.
And the Dragons need 3 tries in 7 minutes. They don't go short. Oh, what another great charge from the kickoff. Running with intent all night, these Roosters forwards.
Well, they have, and especially to start the second half, Salty. You know, whatever John Strange said to them at halftime had real effect because they've come out with big energy, lots of intent with their running lines, and lots of understanding of why they're running those lines, not just running them for the sake of it.
Destiny Brill throws a big dummy, but not fallen for. Still fighting though in the tackle there. Destiny Brill still going forward. What a good run.
The Roosters have used their last interchange as well, Salty, bringing Short and Burton onto the field.
6 minutes remaining. They're 15 away here. What a set this has been. Still 2 tackles left in it. Now Kelleher goes to Burton. Tackled 9 metres away from the line on the last. They got a big back line set here to the left here, the Roosters. Racing McGregor. Short ball, beautiful ball, try. Tessa Pulle with a try for the Roosters. It's party time for the Chooks.
Well, Salty, I think you could hear just how excited I was by that running line. Pulle, this was an absolutely beautiful line, but again, the setup from the Roosters here on the Harvey Norman replay. Kelleher makes the effort to get around to that open side. Ray McGregor, previous sets of 6, she's run the same line. She's stepped to her left, she's kicked off the outside of her right boot, but this time she shapes, gets the defensive line into the position she wants, shifting out, and she hits Pulle on that beautiful down line. We saw Koenig on the opposite side run that line. She sets up for Bremner. The second time we see it on the opposite side of the field, they hit that front runner, and it's straight through the tricolours.
Tessa Pulle. Another great look from above from Spider Cam. Still had a bit of work to do, Roo.
And it's so hard to defend as a fullback when you're pushing out like that, to actually come back on the inside when you've got such a hard-running player like that to make a tackle. That's a really tough one. But it's a great line by Pulle, a beautiful ball by McGregor. Really good stuff by the Tricolours in this second half.
Now Zahara Tamara. 4 from 4 with the boot. A try for the Roosters 5-8. Does she make it 5 from 5 now? Takes her time at these conversions. Does Zahara Tamara. Just over 4 minutes remaining. As she moves in. and got it on a string. So coming up on 9 Saturday footy, the NRLW season continues with a Queensland Derby between the Broncos and the Titans, live from Redcliffe. Don't miss an action-packed Saturday of NRL and NRLW footy beginning from 1 p.m. on 9's Wide World of Sports.
Move up, Michelle. All the way.
That is a massive game tomorrow.
Oh, that's going to be a huge game tomorrow.
Stay on
Salty.
side!
Shall we do it all again?
Stay on!
Why not?
Yes, looking forward to it. Now, the Roosters women are heading for their 5th straight win, including the semi-final and final from the previous NRLW season. Let's not forget that the Roosters NRL team have now won 8 in a row.
Things are looking good in the East, aren't they?
They certainly are.
I'll tell you what, David Milton gave me my own stat as well. Ray McGregor, 4 try assists out of the 5 possible tries today. So she has had a massive hand in how the Roosters have played today, as has Zahara Tamara. Both the halves have been fantastic.
Been outstanding. Tessa Poulet playing the ball. Here's Keely Joseph. Had a really strong game as Keely Joseph. Both in attack and defence, the Roosters lock forward. They're playing with confidence. The team to beat in NRLW, the Roosters, the defending premiers. Under 3 minutes left. Dragons conjure up. Trying to end on a positive note. It was 6 all at half time, but the Roosters have dominated the second half. Quincy Dodd playing the ball. Oh, more strong defence. Great tackle. Destiny Brill. How strong is she? Elsie Albert now. Last tackle. Kick on the last. Good take there from Leanne Tapunga. 12 away from the line here, their own line here, the Roosters. Inside the last 2 minutes. What about that offload? Sammy Bremner now making yardage. Isabel Kelly had a strong game, almost bust them again. Straight to Bremner, who's straight through the middle. The Roosters full back in open space again. The 2 number 1s come together because Emma Tonegado made a tackle. Looking to line up here. Surgis gets a pass away to Kelleher, who's in. Her second try of the night for Jocelyn Kelleher, and the Roosters put the icing on top of what's been a very impressive cake tonight, remaining undefeated. And on the Harvey Norman replay, this will look brilliant from above. Sammy Bremner winding back the clock. It's great to see. And then, well, any one of them could have scored, Alana.
That was the key to the Roosters' attack, is playing fast front foot footy. And what we saw is we see Isabel Kelly here with the footy in her hands, taking the line on at pace. Then they bring in their other strike weapon, Jess Surgis. Sammy Bremner was involved. Just, it's all happening. Their attack is humming because of the style of football that they're playing and the players that they're involving at the right times. Brilliant from the Tricolours. They're putting on an absolute clinic here at Allianz.
They are, Alana, and just one thing, I love the way they change things up in attack. We quite often see the 2 centres shift to the same side of the field. They're always asking questions. Brilliant to see from the Roosters. Another big win. 5 wins in a row for the Roosters NRLW team. And as we mentioned, their NRL team has won 8 in a row. Another look at Jocelyn Kelleher's second try of the night. The Roosters' 6th try, and the last play of the game will be the attempted conversion. And this is a record win. Regardless if Zahara Tamara's kick goes through, it's a record win for the Roosters in NRLW. On what already was a history-making night. Zahara Tamara has 5 from 5. Can she make it 6 from 6? From the touchline, wants it to curl back, and it lands short. No goal, full time. A dominant second half from the Roosters. It was 6-all at the break, remember, and they've gone on to win comprehensively, 6 tries to 1. Full time at Allianz Stadium, and the Roosters 34 have defeated the Dragons 6.